What if I told you that working until you're 65 isn't your only option? Imagine quitting your job in your 40s or even your 30s without needing a winning lottery ticket or a six-figure salary. Early retirement isn't just a fantasy for the rich. It's actually possible for regular people with regular jobs, and there's a name for the strategy that makes it happen: FIRE. That stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. And the best part? It's simpler than you think. In this video, we're counting down the 10 most important steps that can help you retire early and finally take control of your time and your life. 10. Know what FIRE means and why it matters. Before you do anything else, you need to understand what FIRE is and why people are chasing it. FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. The goal isn't just about quitting your job, it's about having the choice. When you reach financial independence, you're no longer tied to a paycheck. Your savings and investments cover your bills, and you're free to spend your time however you want. Some people continue to work part-time on things they love. Others travel full-time, spend more time with family, or start their own small businesses. The key is freedom. That's what FIRE really offers. 9. Start by tracking every dollar. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with money is because they don't actually know where it's going. If you want to reach financial independence, the first thing you need to do is track every dollar you spend. This isn't about becoming a finance nerd or logging every coffee forever. It's about building awareness. Start by picking a method that works for you. It could be a budgeting app, a simple spreadsheet, or even a notebook. Track everything for at least a month: rent, groceries, gas, takeout, subscriptions, random impulse buys. You might be shocked at how much slips through the cracks. Once you see the numbers in front of you, you'll gain control. You'll know exactly what to cut, what to keep, and where you're wasting money without realizing it. It's a small habit that makes a big difference. Awareness is the first step toward change, and without it, any plan to retire early just won't stick. Know your numbers. They're your starting point. 8. Cut the unnecessary without feeling deprived. FIRE isn't about living a miserable, cheap life. It's about spending with intention. That means cutting the things that don't really matter to you so you can spend more on what does. For example, if you don't care about fancy clothes or eating out every week, cut those expenses and put that money towards saving. But if you love weekend hikes or the occasional concert, make space for them in your budget. The idea is to spend in a way that supports your long-term goals, not in a way that forces you to suffer through the journey. You don't need to live like a monk, you just need to be thoughtful. 7. Increase your savings rate. This is where the FIRE strategy really takes shape. If you want to retire early, you need to save more than the average person. Most people save around 5 to 10% of what they earn, which is why they keep working into their 60s. But if you can push that savings rate up to 40 or even 50, you can shave decades off your working life. That might sound like a lot, especially if you're just getting started, but it becomes much easier once you get a handle on your spending and start increasing your income. Even saving 20% of your income puts you way ahead of the curve. The basic idea is simple. The more you save now, the less time you'll spend working later. Every extra dollar saved is buying you more freedom in the future. Start with whatever you can manage, then slowly increase it over time. Your savings rate is the engine that drives you toward early retirement. Number 6. Boost your income along the way. Saving more becomes a lot easier when you're earning more. That's why boosting your income is a major part of the FIRE journey. You can ask for a raise, switch to a higher paying job, or start a side hustle. Some people freelance, others drive for rideshare companies, sell digital products, or run online businesses. Even a small income increase can make a huge difference over time, especially if you save or invest that extra money instead of spending it. FIRE isn't just about cutting back. It's also about growing your income so you can hit your goals faster. Number 5. Understand and use the 25x rule. So how much money do you actually need to retire early? That's where the 25x rule comes in. It's a simple formula used in the FIRE community. You take your yearly expenses and multiply that number by 25. That's the amount you should aim to save and invest to consider yourself financially independent. For example, if your yearly expenses are $30,000, you'd need $750,000 saved up. That amount, invested in index funds or other reliable assets, should be enough to safely withdraw about 4% per year, known as the safe withdrawal rate. It's not perfect, but it's a solid starting point. Number 4. Invest in low-cost index funds. Now that you know how much you need, the next question is, where do you put all that money? For most people chasing FIRE, the answer is simple: low-cost index funds. These funds track the overall stock market or big sections of it, and they come with very low fees. That means you're not losing money to management costs, and your investments grow with the market over time. You don't have to be a stock-picking genius. Just consistently invest in broad market funds like the S&P 500 and let compound interest do the work for you. The key is consistency and patience. 3. Avoid lifestyle creep. This is one of the biggest traps that slows people down. As your income grows, it's tempting to spend more. Maybe you move into a nicer place, buy a better car, or upgrade your wardrobe. That's called lifestyle creep, and if you're not careful, it eats away at your savings rate. The trick is to keep your lifestyle steady, even as your income rises, and direct the extra money into savings and investments instead. This doesn't mean you can never enjoy a nicer life, but if you can delay those upgrades, even for a few years, the payoff is massive. Early retirement comes a lot faster when you keep your expenses in check. 2. Build a strong emergency fund. FIRE doesn't mean living recklessly. In fact, building a solid financial foundation is one of the most important parts of the journey. That starts with an emergency fund. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses in a high-yield savings account. This money isn't for investing, it's your safety net. If you lose your job, face a health issue, or your car breaks down, this fund keeps you from dipping into your investments or going into debt. A strong emergency fund gives you peace of mind, which makes the road to FIRE a lot less stressful. 1. Stay consistent and focused. This is the final step, and maybe the most important. The FIRE strategy works, but only if you stick with it. That means saving consistently, avoiding big lifestyle changes, and staying focused on the long-term goal. There will be setbacks, life will get messy, but if you keep moving forward month by month, paycheck by paycheck, you'll make progress. Some people hit FIRE in 10 years, others take 15 or 20. The point isn't how fast you get there. The point is that you're building a life where work becomes optional, and that's something worth working toward. So there you have it, 10 simple, clear steps that can help you retire early using the FIRE strategy. You don't need a 6-figure income, you don't need a finance degree, you just need a plan, a little discipline, and a long-term mindset. Start tracking your spending, save more, invest smart, and keep your eyes on the bigger picture, your freedom. If this video helped make things clearer or gave you a push to start your FIRE journey, make sure to give it a like, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe for more easy-to-follow financial content every week. Your future self will thank you.